That's the way it works.
But now, what if it's your dad?
Listen, that's why Austin got traded when his dad was his coach, because he sucked.
I feel like you take a shot at Doc Rivers every other day.
Because I can't stand him. I can't say he should not have a job. Have you heard the quotes that this man is saying? This dude, yo.
Bro, you're not the only one who's mad at him, bro, because JJ Reddick, he took his shots, man, on ESPN yesterday at Doc Rivers. Right after the All-Star break, the drama started, bro.
As it should. You go, JJ. Let's hear what you had to say.
During Black History Month.
Going to react to Doc's audio there? We've been 7 minutes since we showed that audio. Nobody's going to react to Doc's audio?
Do you want me to get it for you?
You don't have to repeat it. We don't have to repeat it. I've seen the trend now. I've seen the trend for years.
What's the trend?
The trend is always making excuses. Doc, we get it. Taking over a team in the middle.
JJ's usually not this animated.
Yeah, it's personal, it seems like. I don't know.
It's hard for a player. We get it. But it's always an excuse. It's always throwing your team under the bus. Memphis, always his players. Memphis was playing G League guys and two-way guys. Then you look at his quotes over the weekend. Now he wants to take credit for the James Harden trade to the Clippers working out. He wants credit for that. There's never accountability with that guy. There's never accountability.
Well, let me say a couple of things.
He's right. So for anybody that doesn't know, JJ Reddick, he used to play on a couple teams with Doc Rivers, both the Clippers and the Sixers. Now, during his time in the Clippers, and I mean, he was good with this. JJ was a good shooter. But Austin, he took some exception to some of JJ's comments, and let's hear what he had to say in defense of his father, or not, depending on what he says. Whatever.
Or not. What do you mean? This is that.
No, but according to him, it's not in defense.
I simply don't agree with it. For someone who's not accountable, he seems to always be held responsible, considering he's the guy that's always fired when things don't go right. He got fired in the bubble for a 3-1 lead versus the Denver Nuggets, which in half his team didn't want to be there. They had players saying that their mind wasn't there. They had guys leave. That happened. Then he gets fired for losing to a team that was favored over him, which was the Celtics last year. It seems like he's always responsible. It's just as strange coming from JJ. And I have some love for JJ. You're my dookie. You know that. You're my bro. I love you. It's just your best years were with the Clippers. I don't think he saved your career. I appreciate you, Pat. But I don't think this just seems a little bit weird. They're 3-7. Dame has missed most of those games. Middleton's missed a lot of those games. They haven't even had their full team yet. We'll see what happens. The pressure is there. They do have to perform. But in terms of accountability, like, what are we doing here? Your best years in the NBA were when you played for him in the Clippers. Let's not forget that. I don't know if there's like frustration there or there's tension there between you. I know a lot of times we had to sit you towards the end of the game due to defensive reasons, but you had your best years as a starter there, especially
saying that when he was on the bench most of the time is nuts.
You were a strictly shoot guy. You're not like Klay Thompson or Steph who could put the ball on the floor. You were a guy who could catch and shoot, and you did it at a high level. Hell of a career, by the way. Big fan. But your best years were.
This is such like a backhanded like.
Weird that you have this energy towards him in terms of him never ever being accountable, considering he's always been responsible. First.
Oh my gosh! All right,
damn.
He
said, "Don't talk about my dad."
yeah, he really did. I mean, listen, I think both of them have some valid points. I just want to be clear that that squad that he had in LA with the Clippers was stacked. Now, granted, did they have some bad luck with injuries and things like that? Sure. But 3 years in a row, they won like 60 games and couldn't do anything.
I mean,
we've seen him give up 3-1 leads or 3-2 leads in playoff series 10 times. Like, these types of things, you can't just blame the players for all this type of shit.
You think that's what Doc Rivers does? You think he blames the players?
Yeah.
Because Austin Rivers, his version of accountability is his saying, "Oh, my dad got fired here, my dad got fired there," so he's obviously accountable. But he keeps getting new jobs.
He's responsible for it, but he's not accountable. Those are two different things. So
what's the difference?
if you have a job and you fuck up on your job and you get fired, and you say that wasn't my fault, but yeah, I got fired. Clearly, whoever your boss was said it was your fault, so that's why you got fired. Regardless of what you're talking about, and it was, your homeboy's fault or your teammate's fault. No, you got fired because you fucked up. That's the way it works.
But
now,
what if it's your dad?
Listen, that's why Austin got traded when his dad was his coach, because he sucked.
Yeah, and Doc got Austin this job at ESPN, and he got another head coaching job. So now Austin's job is to defend his dad.
Of course it is. Of course it is. All right, just real quick. This is from when Doc was in Philly. And I want to say JJ was responding to some of Doc's comments around Milwaukee, because 10 games in, he already has fucking excuses about why they're 3-7. But this is from when he was in Philly.
Would tell the whole story with me. All right, my Orlando team is the 8th seed. No one gives me credit for getting up against the Pistons, who won the title. That was an 8th seed. Go look at that. I want you to go back and look at that roster.
Go back.
I dare you to go back and look at that roster, and you would say, "Got a hell of a coaching job."
Again, blaming the players.
We lost 3-1. Chris Paul didn't play in the first 2 games.
Blaming the player.
One leg. And we didn't have home court. And then the last one, to me, is the one we blew. That's the one I said, we blew that. And that was in the bubble. And anything can happen in the bubble.
He said we blew it and then said, no, we were in the bubble. Anything can happen.
The bubble was different.
Fuck that.
I wish I would tell the whole story.
I can't stand him. I really can't. I cannot stand him. This man, he in that first 10 games, they talked about how they had to go from like Denver to Dallas or something like that. Oh, having a back-to-back after being in Denver. Oh, that's tough on the players.
The altitude, man, it's tough.
Bro, I don't want to hear his excuses. You're taking a team that was 34-12. And now they've only won 3 games in their last 10.
Great.
And the only difference right now is that they have you as the coach.
That's not the only difference. Austin pointed out a lot of other things, a lot of other excuses that his dad texted him before he went on air. Say this, Austin. Tell him Dame's barely been there.
But that's not even true, though. Dame missed 2 of those 10 games.
Really?
2.
Austin said he missed most of them.
He's full of shit. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like,
damn.
He missed 2 of the games. I don't want to hear it.
As a Knicks fan, Doc, keep doing what you're doing. keep
I'm
dragging
sure.
the Bucks down.
Shit, y'all about to be the 2 seed. Like,
and they've been on a losing streak because they have crazy injuries. But hopefully the Knicks get healthy. But yeah, I'm hoping that Doc tears the Bucks apart. Dame's already fighting a divorce. Giannis, gotta love him, but I hope he's unhappy at the end of the season and wants to request a trade, because the Knicks have 6 first-round picks over the next 2 years that we were ready to give for Giannis or Luka or Embiid, whoever wants to come to New York. So shout out to Doc. He got his son a job now. He's always going to have someone to defend him.
it's disgusting. I hate it. I really do. And I don't use that word lightly. I've not liked Doc. I'm sure he's a great guy, everything like that, but he's been riding on that 08 championship for the last 15 years and has not done shit since.
I mean, yeah, I think the Warriors really broke Doc. And I don't know, I really judged him when he was crying at the press conference and couldn't even take accountability for that, because he said he just missed his mom who died years before. Randomly, it's like, that's why I was crying. It's just like, you're crying because the Warriors have been beating your ass every year. Like, that's the reality. But hey, if he takes accountability, maybe he won't get the next job. He's just constantly trying to sell himself. And hey, they're giving him millions of dollars. So we'll see, man.
They're paying 3 coaches right now. And when they fire him at some point after the end of next season, they'll be paying 4. It's just
hustling backwards.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens this year, guys. Let us know. Do you think Doc Rivers is overrated? Do you think the Bucks have a chance to win the finals with Dame, the All-Star MVP, and Giannis? He was the team captain for the East. Let us know. Do you think the Bucks have a shot? Because right now it's looking like the Celtics are definitely the top team in the East. The Knicks are a little bit hurt. The Cavs have been hot.
Cavs have been hot.
Sixers been hurt.
Cavs can't play in the playoffs, though.
that hasn't been seen yet. So
We saw it last year. Y'all beat the brakes off of them.
Yeah, I'm saying they haven't been able to win yet. Like, we haven't seen them excel. But hey, the Nuggets never really made it far until they went all the way to the championship. So you never know when it can click for a team. I don't think it's it for the Cavs this year, but hey, I think it's going to be an interesting two months. And yeah, keep the drama coming, Doc. And Austin, this is the most airtime I've seen him get since he got the job at ESPN. So congrats to you, bro. Subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on Spotify, follow on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok,
all the apps. We're everywhere. We are everywhere.